Welcome everybody to the Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce Membership Moments. We are actually focusing on 4 of our Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce members. We're looking at businesses from Cornelius, Davidson, Huntersville, Mooresville, Denver, this whole Lake Norman region, and we're looking specifically at the areas of hospitality, small business, and retail. And we're very fortunate today. We have Steve Galloway with the Lost Cajun. He's in Huntersville. Dave Wickfield with Ace Handyman Services, Mike Blaney with A&B Tire here in Cornelius, and Mariana Doble with the Davidson Village Inn in Davidson. And I'm very familiar with all of your businesses, and I've eaten at the Lost Cajun, and Dave is taking care of me on some services back at the house. We've done many events, Mariana, but I haven't actually stayed in the Davidson Village Inn yet. I got to do that one of these days. And of course, Mike has kept me on the road for probably 20 years. But let's start with Steve Galloway, the Lost Cajun. And Steve, I'm going to share the screen and show your website at the Lost Cajun. Tell us a little bit about where it's located, and why did you pick Huntersville for the Lost Cajun?
Sure. Thanks, Bill. Good to be with everybody today. So, yeah, the Lost Cajun is in the Huntersville area there in the North Cross Shopping Center. The site that it's in was available when I was looking around for a location. I'm the developer for the Lost Cajun for the state of North Carolina, and the Charlotte market was going to be one of my first locations. And if you will, Huntersville is about on the 12 o'clock spot on the face of a clock, and then I'll work around 3, 6, and 9 over the next couple of years as we get more restaurants opened up. And I like the whole Lake Norman area. In fact, intend to relocate there one of these days in a not too distant future.
Well, I'll tell you what, you have an excellent food, a wonderful staff, and the beignets. I really liked all the dishes, but when they brought the beignets out at the very end, that was really good too.
Well, there's two things about the beignets. One, there's no calories in the middle, and two, if when you eat the beignets, make sure you don't have a black or dark blue shirt on, because you're going to get some of that powdered sugar all over yourself.
Let me ask you a question. What kind of precautions are you taking to make sure that it's a safe environment for the customers to come out and enjoy the Lost Cajun restaurant?
Sure. We've been following all the recommendations put out by the health authorities and the government agencies, from the 6-foot distancing to the hand washing routinely. Everybody wears masks. I work in the restaurant a couple days a week because I also have a few more restaurants around, and I'm always wearing my mask and washing our hands, and everybody's in gloves. So we've been, in the food safety business, you're following a lot of these practices anyway. And really the only new issues were the distancing and the wearing of masks on a regular basis. But that works out pretty good. And we also have outdoor dining when the weather accommodates, because we have a lovely patio there. So
you really do. And it's going to be nice as we start heading into the spring months. It is going to be a very nice environment to go out to North Cross and enjoy a meal and kick back and have some good Cajun food. Tell us a little bit about your Cajun takeout delivery.
Cajun takeout and delivery, we have 2 ways. So we call in on the telephone, place the order, and you can come pick it up, or we'll bring it out to you with a designated parking spot. And then we use the delivery services, the Chow Now and the Grubhub and DoorDash are the ones that we're actively involved with. And honestly, that since the pandemic has hit, that piece of business has picked up nicely and been a key component of the business. So I would tell you at least 1/3 of our business at both day parts, lunch and dinner, is on the delivery and takeout side.
Wow.
Stephen, I'll tell you that before you guys joined the Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce, Mayor John Anarella and Commissioner Dan Boone said, you got to check this place out. And Doug over at A1 Vacuum Cleaners is a big fan of your place too. So again, we are grateful to have you in the Chamber of Commerce, and we encourage people to go to your website. Again, it's the Lake Norman, it's the Lost Cajun restaurant there at North Cross, and you can look it up on the website, and we'll have information about this later on too. Let's go over to Dave Wickfield with Ace Handyman Matters. Dave, you want to talk a little bit about your business and what you guys do?
Sure. Yeah, my wife and I moved down to the south
Oh, about 10 years ago. My mother's from Charleston. We wanted to be closer, but at the time I was in the corporate world. And after a few years down here, I thought, we love this place. I want to just get into the community a little more and not travel so much. And I looked around for different franchises and I found this franchise. At the time, Bill, when we met, you were so kind to come out to our ribbon cutting a year and a half ago. We were known as Handyman Matters, which was a small family-owned franchise. We had about 40 stores across the country. About a week after I signed, Ace Hardware acquired them. And so now, after a year and a half, we've got, oh gosh, across the United States, about 150 franchises. And we all follow a similar business ethic. We're owned by Ace Hardware. We're a division of. And so we work very closely with the stores, but really bringing helpful to your home, and the whole ACE philosophy is what we build our culture around. We do work that's, 1 hour, 2 hour jobs. We hang pictures for, folks that can't get up on a ladder or don't have tools, or we'll remodel a kitchen and put on an addition, you name it. I am now a North Carolina contractor. I employ W-2 craftsmen that do the handyman work. And then for bigger projects, I'll work with, the appropriate contractors. We've got excellent reviews on Google and our website. If you take a look there, if you're into scanning those QR codes, that'll take you right to our website. And long story short is, I built the company on the principle of the golden rule: do unto others as you'd have them do to you. And we try to give good value for our services. All our guys are, background tested and screened for, legally screened. And we can do custom cabinets, you name it. So we're just, we're really looking to build our name in the community, and it's gone very well our first year. We did do about $750,000 in revenue last year, and we're looking to do a little more than that this year, but not grow too much. And we love the Lake Norman region. We love all the towns out of Mooresville. We go over to Denver and down to Huntersville. So if you need us, we're here. We can usually respond in 3 or 4 days, and look forward to working with the community.
I know I called you and you were out the next week working on some home repairs for me, doing some brickwork, repairs of my deck. What did you do? What's the largest type of repairs and things that you're doing in 2020 and 2021?
You mean the most, probably the most?
What are the most repairs you guys are working on?
Yeah, we work a lot. Usually we follow the real estate industry, because typically if a house is getting ready to be sold, it's, 10 years of stuff that you meant to get after, but you never did. And now you got to do it. And then you do it and you tell your wife, why didn't we do this 10 years ago? We could have enjoyed it, but they don't. So we're working with realtors on due diligence. Say again?
I said I just sold a house. I know what you mean.
So, we'll do fix-ups for home sales. And then on the flip side, when people buy houses, they always walk through and they say, I don't know why'd they put that closet there, or this closet's not big enough, or I hate those white wire shelves in that closet. Let's build some shelves, or, on and on. So I'd say a lot of our work is with realtors and due diligence. We do a lot of decks. We're doing a couple right now, expanding decks, replacing deck boards, that kind of thing. But general all around carpentry, sheetrock repair, simple plumbing, simple electricians work. We're not licensed electrical or plumbing contractors, so we don't go into the panel or up on the roof. But I am a GC and I have all the contacts. If a family has projects and they need one throat to choke, we can come in and do the whole thing. And David, we're really working to be a helpful company to the community.
And your service area is where, Dave?
Starting around a little north of Statesville down to Huntersville. We go over to Concord and Kannapolis, and there's 2 other franchises like me down in Charlotte. one in the south and one over by Pineville. And so there's 3 of us now, and we cover the area.
Well, we're gonna get back to both you and Steve in just a minute. We're gonna go over here to Big Bad Lisa.
Yeah.
using your wife's Zoom call today. This is my friend Mike Blaney, and Mike and I go back a long way. Mike was working on my car, I think, way back in 1997 or 98 when I drove a beat up old Honda, which I think you probably preferred that car because it needed a lot of repairs. But Mike, you're now in your second location up here. But tell us a little bit about A&B and what all services A&B Automotive covers.
Well, A&B Automotive originally was owned by my brother-in-law, me. I'm Mike Blaney, and he's Earl Abernathy. We're a full service auto shop. Basically, if it's on a vehicle and it's repairable, we can fix it. The only thing we don't do is body work. We don't do any painting or anything like that. But, we do computer diagnostics. We do simple oil changes, state inspections, tires, brakes. We offer anything there is on a car.
Okay. Okay. Mike, you're one of the few people on the call today that went through our Leadership Lake Norman program several years ago. You want to talk about what the Chamber's leadership program? Do you still have contacts with the people that you went through the program with?
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, it built a good, long-standing association with several of those people. So it really turned out good, and it was a very enlightening thing to go through. We really did not understand some of the businesses around here and some of the things, that are around here. I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot. I appreciate you doing that. It was nice. It's something I recommend for everybody.
Okay. And I've got a question in particular for you about the PPP later on, but I'm going to go over here to Mariano Doble. Mariano has the Davidson Village Inn. You and your wife have owned it for 3 years, 4 years. What is it now, Mariano?
That's right, October of 2017.
Okay.
So it's going to be 4 years at the end of October this year, 2021.
Tell everybody who may not be familiar with the Davidson Village Inn a little bit about the property.
Well, it's an 18-room boutique inn right in the heart of downtown Davidson. And I think what makes us really special is our location and our service. We happen to be one of the few properties in North Carolina that's a full 4-star TripAdvisor rating. We are close to everything that's wonderful about Davidson, whether it be the stores, the restaurants, Davidson College, the lake, and of course, the charm that our little town offers.
I'll tell you, probably no industry's been hit harder than our accommodations industry. I know Steve has also felt it with restaurants only being at half capacity, but certainly our beds and breakfast and our accommodations and hotels and lodging have really seen a major impact with COVID, particularly with corporate travel. How have you adjusted to that?
That's a great question, Bill. It's been a hard year. Our occupancy and our revenues were cut by more than 50% for the year 2020, which is a big hit for a small business like ours. But we have pivoted into other opportunities. We created a community of wine enthusiasts. It's called Vine Society. And with that, we've developed these really amazing programs for people that want to connect, learn, and share their passion for wine. So whether that be wine classes, virtual events, we started doing master sommelier-led events for large companies like K&L Gates, which is a national law firm in Charlotte, First Citizens Bank, MetLife, Prudential. So we started doing these programs via Zoom. We worked with 3 master sommeliers. And not only were we able to deploy those, but we're also able to raise some funds for Rotary, for example, and our sister club in Dominican Republic. We had an event for over 100 people. So we've been really focusing on getting that off the ground and creating these wine experiences. And the community has seemed to loved it. We're now doing them live at the inn. So we have a program every single month.
You know, it was fascinating. I came over, I think, the latter part of the summer or into the fall, and I saw all this wine in the Davidson Village Inn in your lobby. And I said, what's going on with this? And you started talking about how you were holding these wine tastings. And what some of the folks were doing was coming in. They were not only participating in the wine tastings, but creating an evening of it and staying there.
Absolutely. It's been great because you don't have to drive back home. And,
Well, absolutely. Good idea.
You know, you can crawl right to your room, and that's okay. No judgment.
There you go. I'm going to go back to Steve. Steve, we rolled out the first PPP several months ago, and now the second PPP. Has the Lost Cajun taken advantage of any small business assistance programs?
We have. I participated in the first round of PPP, not only with the Lost Cajun, but with my other restaurant concepts. And I've done my business there locally with Aquesta Bank, and they've been wonderful to work with. And my application is in for round 2, and I'm just waiting to be notified as I know that's in the process of being distributed. And quite simply, we wouldn't have survived without it. It was critical to our survival through this period of time.
I know some of our community banks like Aquesta have done a similar job, so that's really great to hear that. Let me ask you a question. Outside of COVID, is there any challenge that you see facing Huntersville or Lake Norman region you think we as a Chamber of Commerce should be working on?
Not that I'm aware of off the top of my head. Obviously, the traffic gets kind of hectic at certain times of the day. That issue aside, that indicates it's a vibrant community and there's a lot of options and things to do. So it's one of the things that attracted me to that area when I opened that business.
Well, Steve, I'm excited to have you here. Again, as someone who's been to Louisiana a few times myself and New Orleans, I love Cajun food, and I'm glad to have you in the Lake Norman region and really glad to have you in the Lake Norman Chamber.
Well, I can't promise you. I appreciate it, Bill, and I can't promise you that if you eat enough Cajun food, you're going to get a Cajun accent. So come on over and we'll pass a good time, Chad.
Switching back over to you, Mike, I know that you also applied for PPP. How did that, tell me about the process going through. Did you find it easy? Was it difficult? And what does it mean for your business?
The process wasn't really too bad. I guess the biggest thing was you had a lot of people, you know, and I went through three people, and it ended up going through Mike Foster at First Horizon Bank. And, you know, but I mean, I had them just, Bank of America, you know, they didn't process it and this, that, and the other. But I mean, had to answer a lot of questions. It was pretty simple to do. You know, we were approved and we did get it. It did help immensely. We were down, and I know some of y'all will think this is trivial, but we were down 30–40% in March, April, May. And I know for, you know, for some of the restaurants and the inns and things like that, y'all were just pretty much cut out. And I just can't tell you how bad I feel for you, because it's just, you know, you shouldn't have to close. But the loan helped us to survive. I kept my guys on because I didn't want to cut their hours, you know, because I know they needed to make a living too. So I kept my guys on, and the PPP came through with all that and helped us to get them paid and, you know, make sure we could still keep the doors open and keep the mortgage paid and things like that. So I don't think I would have survived without it either.
Yeah, you were one of the essential businesses. Dave, was Ace Handyman considered an essential business?
Yeah, we were. And again, I want to express my thanks to the American taxpayers and the previous administration for kicking that off. We did take advantage of the PPP. And I think being in the first year business, I think I would have probably not been able to make it. So I'm very thankful. And we are applied to the second through Fifth Third Bank. And Jason Sukard is very helpful banker.
That's great. It's great to hear. Mariano, did you have any support either through PPP or the North Carolina Travel and Tourism or anything?
Well, we did. We were able to get the first PPP. We got the EIDL loan. We just heard today that we were approved for the second PPP. We also got the MEC Cares grant, which you don't have to pay back, which is great. And we got a very small grant also from the town of Davidson that, as small as we are, kind of pulled together to help those businesses that needed it most. So definitely without those resources, we would have not been able to make it through. And again, we worked with a local bank, with First Citizens, and they've been amazing. I mean, I thought that the process was way easier than I expected it to be.
Well, I want to thank all four of you. We're going to be posting this video to YouTube. I'm going to include all of your information on the YouTube video and the details. We'll also send this out in an email to our membership tomorrow as well. We'll be posting this on our website with, again, the details of your business, the information, the website, and then also putting it on our social media. So all of that will go out. Do any of the four of you have anything else that you'd like to share to our membership at large or to the public at large before we actually sign off?
Actually, I would love to let the public at large know that if you're a member of the Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce, you do get our corporate rate, which is about $30 off every night. And it includes breakfast from Famous Toastery now, because we're not doing our own breakfast to avoid the gathering. But that's been extended to the broader community. And these are, rates that we give very large corporations. So if you guys have any business in the area, family or friends, let us know.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah, I would like to just throw out, Jim, we met through the chamber, but then through the networking that the chamber opened the doors to, for a small business guy like me. I mean, I go back a year and a half ago, I had a few contacts, but now through the networking in the chamber, my business contacts, I mean, I owe a lot of thanks to the region, and I'm very appreciative of the help you guys have given us.
And hopefully we can get back to networking in person again. And Steve, I'd really like to make sure that sometime in the spring or summer, we have some type of chamber business mixer out there at the Lost Cajun. That would be a lot of fun.
We're certainly happy to host it. Matter of fact, the springtime is our busiest season. Crawfish season is about ready to start, and Mardi Gras is right around the corner. So things get pretty busy. And over at our place, it's laissez les bon temps rouler. You can let the good times roll.
Love it. Thank you. Mike, can you repeat what he just said?
No, I can't, but I will be glad to go down to this restaurant and learn how to say it. I had no idea any of y'all were here. I'm really glad we had this meeting. I plan on using all three of you. And Mariana, I know me and my wife always talk about let's just go and get away for the weekend. We don't care if we don't go around the block, So I'll be doing that. And the Cajun, I had no idea the Lost Cajun was there. And I love Cajun food. I love to eat. So I got projects that I can't get done. So, but yeah, it's been a very beneficial meeting to me. I have found 3 good leads.
Fantastic.
Great job, Bill. We're really grateful for what you're doing in the community. And, I think this is a wonderful initiative to help us out. So thank you for that.
Well, each week we're going to be profiling some businesses, again, in the hospitality, small business, service industry, and throughout our region. And I want to thank you guys for being the very first 4 businesses we spotlighted. And I want to thank you for what you're doing out there and for hanging in there. And we encourage everybody watching this video to please go out and support Davidson Village Inn, the Lost Cajun, Ace Handyman, and also A&B Tire. And I want to thank you guys for being a part of the program today.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.